Have you ever wondered why so many pro athletes like Michael Phelps, Andrew Agassi, Ricky Williams, people who spend their lives chasing greatness, feel lost, depressed, or out of shape after retirement? It's not about money or talent. It's something deeper, and if you don't understand it, you'll struggle to build a fulfilling life after sports. I've been there too. When I retired from professional roller hockey, my identity collapsed. I felt worthless, my relationship with my dad fell apart, and I drifted through life. After years of struggling after sports, I decided to, change that. And I started to, learning from mindset coaches, sports psychologists, and, try and error through my life. I found a way to rebuild my identity and create a fulfilling life after sports. And now I help other former athletes do the same. But here's the thing I didn't see coming. The discipline that made me successful on the rink was actually keeping me stuck after retirement. Look, most athletes fail into this trap, but once I discovered why, everything changed. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly why former athletes struggle after retirement and how to break free to start a fulfilling life after sports. And before I break this down, if you are in that stage right now, I've put together a short guide that walks you through into 5 simple steps to move from lost to fulfilled, okay? It's clear, practical, and built for athletes who want direction again, okay? So you can grab it now for free. The link is in the description. Step number 1, I call it the collapse. When you are an athlete for so many years, practicing and living, for that single thing, your sport, it is completely normal and unaware that you put your self-worth and your identity in that specific character and thing, In my example, I played roller hockey for 16 years, 2 years professional. And since I was 3 years old until, 19, I dedicated my entire life to this sport. Everything was correlated to that sport. What I ate, what I was thinking, what I was sleeping for. I was taking the decisions towards that. So once that went away, I didn't know who I was. I didn't know what to do because my entire self was tied to that stage of my life. And most professional athletes, you don't have to be a professional athlete. Most athletes that they love so much who they are in terms of being an athlete and practicing a specific sport. It is completely normal, and this is the first part that why most retired athletes struggle, okay? Because of the identity. Step 2, I call it the discipline trap. Discipline in the athlete career is essential, and it's a strength that we already have. We practiced when we didn't feel. We did things that towards a specific goal that, we sacrificed a lot, and we used our discipline to achieve whatever we wanted, okay? And when we retire, it's like we want to apply subconsciously the same thing because we think discipline will help us to achieve whatever we want in our life, in whatever stage of life. And discipline is true. Discipline is essential to achieve whatever we want. But the way we applied discipline in sports will not apply in life after sports. Once I retired, straight away I found goals to achieve, okay? I want to live in the US, I want to become a personal trainer, and I will do whatever it takes to achieve that, okay? In my case, I was living in Spain, I was born in Spain, and I knew that personal training wasn't big in Spain, and I needed to go into a country where personal training was big, So I created a plan, and I traveled to Australia. I lived there for almost 2 years. I started to work as a personal trainer there and everything. And all the journey throughout achieving this goal and all this journey I was suffering a lot. I was pushing myself so much. I was stressed, I was depressed, and I didn't understand why I wasn't enjoying this journey to achieve that new goals. Because in my athlete career, all I was sacrificing, it wasn't I wasn't suffering, because I loved so much the journey that it didn't matter the outcome. I was lost playing the game. I loved competing game by game, week by week, that rush of adrenaline before an important game, championships and all this stuff. And I couldn't understand why that same emotional things didn't bring me fulfillment and enjoy the journey. Okay. And that's when I realized that I wasn't feeling the same thing. I started to question about it, and I found the answer. And most of athletes I coached and I see over and over again, professional athletes, former athletes, they do the same thing. Like, they apply exactly the same way, consciously or subconsciously. Like I said, most of the times you are not aware that you are doing things because of one single thing. And the most common part is when we work hard towards some goal after sports, and we don't know the why. We don't know, like, the meaning truly why we want to achieve X, Y, Z. Okay, and that is what makes us suffer, because we create subconsciously a journey that we don't understand, and we don't have enough meaning and purpose to achieve the thing that you think or we think will make us fulfilled. For example, maybe we choose a wrong career. In my case was that. I will tell you this story. So, like I said, when I retired, I wanted to become a personal trainer, train people. Suffering, I got there, and on Zai was training people, I felt empty. I felt, really? This is the goal I think I wanted? And if I had that self-reflection and I stopped before, go, be disciplined, I want to achieve this goal. Why do you want to achieve this goal? Tell me why. And if I had to stop thinking about why I wanted this, I would have chose another goal. Okay? Because it wasn't aligned with my values, and I didn't see meaning and purpose. Look, in our, athlete career, we have coaches, we have people that tell us what we have to do. Okay? And this is the biggest part after sports. After sports, we have to create our own path, and we don't have experience doing that. Okay? So we have the characteristics and traits to achieve the goal we want, but we don't have the ability to choose the right path. Okay, and that is the thing that I see most common. I've experienced that, and all these things. So keep in mind this. So please, if you are in this position that you are grinding for a specific goal after sports, and you want to achieve a professional career, you want to build a business, you want to move to another country, please take the time to understand why you want this, and why this is the thing that will make you fulfilled after sports. I have a lot of videos in my channel in terms of how to achieve the goals, how to understand yourself and what do you want, and kind of find the things that will make you fulfilled after sports. Okay, so check my channel out. Step 3 was the biggest reason why I struggled so much after sports, and I call it the lost locker room. Okay, look, it doesn't matter if you played an individual sport or a team sport, okay? Because you always have people around you. okay? And once you retire, these people is gone, okay? Technically, it's gone. So meaning you don't have the same connection, you don't spend time with them, and kind of you feel alone, okay? And that was the biggest part for me, and I struggled the most, the community I had in my sport, the people I had around me. And in my story, when I retired from roller hockey and I left Spain and I was living in Australia, I struggled a lot to meet new people and I was searching for the same connection with the people I had in my sport career, okay? I couldn't find, or I didn't feel connection with people because they didn't understand what I went through, what my values were, what I, was doing. And I felt like something was wrong with me. Something like I needed to change drastically and feel like I had to be them. But I was so afraid to let go, to become them, because I didn't like how they were, okay? And I struggled a lot alone. I know a lot of former athletes struggle with that, okay? And right now, if you are just retired, you have a great advantage. There are a lot of communities out there for former athletes. In my case, I have my own community, online community. You can join, the link is below. But I see a lot of former athletes struggle with that. And once I retired, I had fear to connect with my old teammates because I left early a professional career. So they were playing and I wasn't. So it was big transition for me because I felt alone. I didn't have a lot of connections and I navigated life after sports, especially my first 3 years alone. And if I can give you an advice, it's like, try to find people, whatever it is, like online, face-to-face, try to find other former athletes because we understand each other, okay? And especially at the beginning, after retirement, it's so important to have this support from other people that are going through the same things, okay? As you go through life after sports and you like improve and kind of transition after sports, you allow yourself to meet people different than you, okay? But at the beginning, it's so hard to really connect with people that are very different from you, okay? So this is crucial at the beginning, and a lot of my clients, when we started to work together, they struggle with the same thing. They are afraid to connect with other former athletes because they feel like the journey they are going through are like specific for them, and this is not true, okay? And once they join my community and they meet a lot of former athletes, they feel so grateful because they feel like they have someone to relate to, talk to, and they know they will understand them, okay? So yeah, you don't have to join my community, but that is the thing that you should do after sports. I will link below a community I found here in the US. It's called AthleteX, I think. They do events like specific for former athletes. It's a community for former athletes, and they do face-to-face events. And you can check it out if you want and join them. The step 4, I call it rebuilding a new plan. And why I call it this? Because when we retire, we miss who we were. We miss our game days, we miss our teammates, we miss everything around what you had when you were playing, okay? And we go through life with that mindset of, I miss who I was, what I had, I hate what I'm now. And that is the wrong mindset, and it will help you just to find unfulfillment. And that's what happened to me. After sports, I was aiming my mindset this way. Like, I miss this, I hate this, it's not the same feeling. I miss so much who I was. I want to come back to play XYZ, okay? And honestly, that the first 3 years I had this mindset, and of course, I created an unfulfilled life. Like I say a lot in a lot of my videos, what you think you will create in reality, your thoughts create your reality. So if you think you miss who you were and what you see in front of you, you don't like, you will attract more about what you don't like, okay? So on that, I started to, shift that mindset. I started to see like my athlete career was a stage necessary for this stage of my life, and I was trained for this specific stage of my life, and I started to find the good things about, and I started to find what traits made me successful in my athlete career and how I can apply it in my life after sports. And that shift, my friends, it was the biggest shift that helped me to build a fulfilled life after sports, okay? And I recommend you to work on this, okay? Your mind will tell you that you hate life after sports, that you miss what you had before, that will never feel the same, that your best days are over. But once you change that mindset, everything will change for you. So if you are interested in become the best version of yourself after sports, I have a lot of videos that I will help you to do this, to make this shift with practical exercises in each video. So I will link below some videos that will help you to shift that mindset. And if not, you can reach out to me. I will love to help you and everything, okay? But I will give you an exercise, a quick exercise that you can do today. So I want you to sit down and take a paper and a pen and write down, what do you want to achieve? What do you think will make you fulfilled, okay? Write down your goals, whatever it is that will excite you after sports, and this exercise will help you to feel better, okay? Feel better that you can build whatever you want after sports. You are free, and you are the only person that will create a fulfilled life for you. So find the things that excite you right now, your hobbies, and write those down, and kind of connect the dots of how can you be that person and achieve living this way, okay? This will help you to feel better, and like I said, if you struggle with this, I have a lot of videos, I will link them below, and if you need more help, just reach out to me. You have my information, you can join my community. I work with people one-on-one if you want to apply to work with me and help you with life after sports. And remember, athletes don't fail after retirement because they are weak. They fail because nobody ever taught them how to win after sports in the next game, okay? If this resonated with you, I put together a full system called How I'd Win a Life After Sports If I Could Start Over. So if that's something you are interested, the link is below this video. You can click right now in the screen. I break down the full roadmap I used to create a fulfilled life after sports. And yeah, I hope this video helped you, and I will see you in the next video.